Hey everybody, come on in, come on in. Tell a friend, come join us. Woo! Sorry for the little slight delay, but we're here. I have no idea what my hair looked like. It looked a hot mess, I'm sure. I didn't even brush. Got some hip hop music in the background from
At least that's what they call
Regine.
it.
It's kind of cute. It's okay. That's what they say. That's the category that I am in. That's all I can really put it as. I'm the category that I am in. There we go. Hip hop. Kind of hippie and hoppy.
What I'm gonna do with you? What I'm gonna do with you?
I'm cut off already. Woo. I got chocolate wine tonight, y'all.
Chocolate wine.
The holiday season, got to have that chocolate wine.
I have to see what that's about. Well, yeah.
Cocoa vine. Between the chocolate and the wine, you're gonna get messed up.
You said cocoa wine or vine?
Vine with a V as in Victor.
All right. I'm on it.
Kind of like drinking a chocolate shake. It's kind of got that a little bit of heaviness to it, but then that liquor kick in, the liquor and the sweet. I'm be messed up. I'm happy I had my shit together way before we did the show.
All right, we about to have lit JewCee in the building. JewCee.
Everything goes tonight. Everything goes tonight. Come on in, tell a friend, come join us tonight on JewCee Tales Erotic Chat. Miss Purple Rain, are you there? I can't tell if you're frozen or not.
Be focused.
She was frozen.
Okay, but I'm sure she was focused too.
Yes, she was frozen. Well, you're focused if you're frozen, I guess. Something like that. Hey everybody, how y'all doing? Come in. Let us know where you're from. Who's checking us out tonight?
And from where?
Yeah. Sorry, we were a little tardy. We're a little tardy tonight. I was driving, trying to get back here. I made it. We're about to have that 4-letter word that nobody likes, probably out in California. We're about to have a snowstorm. Yay!
Yeah, we don't have any of that in the forecast.
We're snowing. We're gonna have
But we are officially in what our winter season is, which is like 60-degree weather.
Yeah, I wanted to hear that like I needed a hole in the head. Thank you. Hello, New Orleans.
Hey, Nola.
New Orleans. Welcome. I have never been.
Me neither, and I want to go like really bad.
I've never been to New Orleans. I wanted the year I was supposed to go. Katrina hit.
Oh,
we were supposed to go. It was a group of us. We were going for Mardi Gras because it was around my birthday, and Katrina hit, and I have I had a friend down there and everything. We were gonna do it up, but I have never been, so I have to go. I have to go to New Orleans. I have to say I've never been.
All right, so let's go. Let's pick a time and let's go.
Beads. I need to get me some beads. I'm flashing, honey. I'm gonna get me some beads.
I just gotta have the right top to flash.
Girl, they don't care if you have on the right towel or not.
It's right. This ain't the right one to flash.
No, that's a dress, ain't it?
Like a captain, yeah.
Right. No.
This
you have to pull it down the other way. I don't know if you can even do that.
Yeah, nah.
You're kind of messed
I'm
up
not
there.
Right.
Yeah, don't pack that.
I gotta get my fashion right. Yes, right. Yeah. I gotta get my fashion right.
Don't pack that. Somebody said, "Wow, that's 18." Yeah, I know it was Katrina was a while, but it just messed up all my plans.
Yeah, because my daughter was like itty. She was like 1.
I have wanted to go. We had it all planned out.
I remember because I lived in Texas and like everybody from like there was coming up through Texas and everything. Mm-hmm. So we had like an influx of everybody and their mama, all the New Orleans people, and they was bringing their food and everything. I would love it. I will eat the food. Man. You alright there, Purple Rain?
No.
Okay, you got two things going on here.
Yeah, it's an echo. Delayed echo. It's not a true echo.
Okay, so I'm gonna mute that one. Okay.
Ecstasy
in the building! Thank you!
My double sister.
So I'm gonna remove this one.
We get it together, y'all. We get it together.
She told us 1 minute. Okay. I've got you on mute, Purple Rain, so just do a thumbs up when you're ready. So we're gonna go ahead and let's get this in tonight. Welcome everyone to another marvelous Monday on JewCee Tales Erotic Chat. I am your hostess, Ms. JewCee, but of course I could not do my show and this show without my beautiful melanated queens that are joining me this evening, all the way out in LA, where it's 60 degrees. We have Miss Siren. Give it up for Miss Siren. Yay! And then representing the Midwest, we have Ms. Purple Rain right here. There she is. All the way in Indianapolis, Indiana. So, my gosh, did you guys have a great Thanksgiving or what? Did you eat a lot or... Siren, what'd you do?
I went to a friend of mine's mom's house, a new friend here in LA, my koala. And I made some dressing that everybody loved because it's my mama's recipe. And I don't eat nobody else's dressing but my mama's. That's the one thing during the holiday that I look forward to is her dressing. The one thing, but I did that, and then I made some more for here. I ate too much of the dressing in those 2 days, so I had to cut myself off.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, so I had to go back to, okay, you know what? You know how you've been eating, you know how you're supposed to eat. Why don't you go ahead and do that? So I did that, and then to end the weekend off wonderfully, yesterday I went on a hike. And it was so much fun. I felt so great after, even though I'm sore as all fuck right now.
Okay. All righty. Hey, Jalen. Welcome.
Hey, Jalen. Yes, I'm sore right now, but I'm glad I did it.
Okay.
I did a 6 mile hike yesterday.
Oh, damn.
Yes.
All right, we got Miss Purple Rain in the house. And how was your Thanksgiving, ma'am?
It was wonderful.
Ooh, it was kind of sexy up in there.
Right.
Wait
Do
a minute.
tell. Shit, do tell.
Let me get a look. Go ahead.
His,
Ready?
his name is Jalen, and he made my
Oh.
Thanksgiving wonderful. Hi,
Oh.
baby.
Mm. Well, hi,
All
Jay.
right. Hi, Jalen.
You make her sound like that, motherfucker. You need to tell me
Right.
what the hell it is you doing. Thank you, Jesus.
Right. I'm a voyeur. I like to watch and listen and
Jalen, I'll be in
Really?
town the weekend of
Really?
December 16th.
Really?
If y'all are doing something, let me know.
shit, I want to know.
Well, I'll turn my phone on. Don't worry, I got you. Don't worry, I got you.
It ain't even like that. He's just a perfect gentleman.
And that's
So it was,
sweetheart. You see that this is the thing. Any little bit of thing that's that shit right there. A man being a gentleman, a man being that having all that.
We all
Girl,
for it.
just let me listen to it. I just
We
tell
all
I
for
see
it.
pictures and I need. Can I hear some sounds? I don't gotta taste. I'll eat some food while I'm doing it so I can have all the senses going. I have a fuzzy blanket too.
What? Oh my God. Is it for real?
Is it?
Really? Is it
Is it?
really? Is
oh,
it?
wow.
Greetings and salutations to you too, sir. Hello, Mr.
Yes, we got
Davis in the
DC
house.
Davis in the house.
Woo!
Oh,
I feel honored.
we special,
Okay.
y'all.
So my computer is not letting me get on there. I'll figure that out later. I'm on the phone. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, because you sound great right now. You
You
look
sound
good and you sound great. So let's go.
Thank
Okay.
you, Jalen. And then for myself, I had a wonderful Thanksgiving all by myself. it was just it was just me.
Did you enjoy that? I feel like
Oh,
you did.
oh my God. Let me just tell y'all, sometimes, I mean, I love my family, I love my friends. They all know that. They all know that. But to be able to cook for just me, not
Well,
everybody else, and to eat it, and it's so damn good, and I can eat whatever leftovers I feel like eating, and I can go in there and there's some leftovers in there that I want. And let me tell you what I watched. I went way
whatever
back.
you wanted.
I went way back. I went way back. I was scrolling through. I was like, damn, what am I going to watch? I was going to watch some football. And then I was like, I don't feel like watching football right now, but I do want to watch a little bit. So I watched a little bit. But then I was scrolling through one of my favorites that I watch all the time. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang was on.
Yeah, you
That
went
is my
back.
Thanksgiving movie.
You went back.
That is, I, when I tell you I was singing along and I
I'm
was
sure.
banging, I
I'm
was
sure there's about 2 generations that don't even know what that is. I'm definitely sure it's 2, maybe 3 that don't even know what that is.
I'm positive.
Well,
I still got the songs in my head right now. I got my Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. It was fabulous. Y'all don't say nothing, don't judge, because you know what? Dick Van Dyke is fantastic and he's still
I
alive.
love Dick Van Dyke. Are you kidding me?
He's still alive.
Oh,
He
Yes.
is.
This man is he's still kicking. This man's still dancing and doing.
uh-huh.
I want to be like him when I grow up.
See, I like that whole era with him, Fred Astaire, Ginger Rogers. What's the other guy? Oh
Gene
my God.
Kelly.
What's the
Gene
other guy?
Kelly.
Gene Kelly. There's another guy. He was kind of like goofy, but he could dance so
Danny
well.
Danny K. Danny K.
He's one of them too. But it's
Danny
like a
K.
whole bunch of them that just kind of did that. They were able to
Hello,
just move and
Lorenzo.
glide and everything. And it just looks so nice. I like it.
Yeah, White Christmas is my
Yes.
Christmas movie.
Yes.
I have to watch White Christmas. That's
What is
Fred
white?
Astaire
Okay, I don't know
oh,
that
man.
one.
you have to watch White
You
Christmas.
got to. You have to. Like these are some okay.
Classics.
So you know how like back we had like the Rat Pack back in the day where you had like Sammy
Yes,
Davis
I know who the
Jr.
Rat
and
Pack is.
like that whole look it was like the hard version of it, but then that soft version was like your Fred Astaire, your Ginger Rogers, all those kind of people who just kind of it was more very like statuesque. And then when you got to the Rat Pack, it was like, let's take off these ties and let's open these buttons and let's get raw and dirty with this shits. And I just love that whole you did. I really do.
I love me some Jerry Lewis. I love me some Dean Martin. I mean, these are classic guys. And I don't get to do that much. The last time, and I really do miss, I have to admit, I miss this moment in time, but I think about it often because it was so wonderful. And this is crazy, but this is the time. And Siren, you're going to remember it because there were hot dogs and tacos involved.
I heard tacos.
Hot dog and tacos. Remember our movie that we watched?
I sure do.
But that was so much fun. We didn't know what was happening. We were high as kites, and but it was so communal. It was so much fun that night. With the food, everybody ate.
Fun. Authentic fun. It happened naturally because the show was not planned. That was not planned.
Just the food. That was it.
Yes, just the food and the people who came by, but the atmosphere, we didn't know that that's what we was doing.
So we watched this. What was the movie called?
Sausage Party.
Sausage Party. Yes.
I will never forget.
Y'all are not allowed to watch Sausage Party while eating food, okay? Because y'all was probably high as
we were.
We were as high as Giraffe's ass. Okay.
And we was all in JewCee's bed.
We were all in my bed.
So many people.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. There was
how many people?
In my bed, there were 1, 2.
There had to be at least 5 of us in your bed.
There were 5 in the bed. There were 5 in the bed.
And then we had others that were
sitting.
Like that were sitting because they couldn't fit on the bed because only 5 of us, we scrunched in and we fit on the bed. And then the other, I think it might have been 2 or 3. No, it'd been like maybe 3 or 4 other people that was sitting on the sides because they couldn't fit in the bed. And we put this movie on, not knowing what it was. We like, oh, it's a cartoon.
The next thing you know.
How do y'all hear Seth Rogen's name and think
about? And I'm being really honest with you. At that time, I was not necessarily the person that knew who Seth Rogen was. I know now. If I hear Seth Rogen, I already know what's going on. But then I did not think about it, and we were just like, it's a cartoon. We're just trying to make the situation light. That's really what we were going for, light.
I agree with you, Jalen. I'm afraid to watch it high. I watched it drunk.
We didn't know what the movie was. We literally thought it was just some kind of cartoon to lighten the mood. And then all of a sudden, we start seeing hot dogs and
animals having sex. Items having sex.
Man, we was like, what? Like dead ass. We literally for like 20 minutes straight, everybody took turns saying, "What are we watching? What are we watching?"
And we were too high to change the channel.
We literally said to everybody, like we took turns. What are we watching? What are we watching? It was this, and it was thinking back at this shit now, completely fucking hilarious. But at that point, we was all sitting there like.
We were intrigued, though. We were intrigued by the movie.
Very much so intrigued, but like, what the fuck is happening right now? What am I seeing? I'm just stuck. I can't stop.
If y'all have never seen
watching a train collide.
If you have never seen Sausage Party, don't let your children watch it.
No.
Don't watch it. Don't watch it.
No, not for kids.
Not for kids.
Not for kids.
It is not a chitty bang bang movie. It's not a chitty bang bang movie.
No, unless you're prepared to answer questions.
Lots of them.
A whole lot of them. Don't do it to yourself.
Oh, it was great. It was so much fun. So once again, we do hope that everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving. We hope you got to spend it with your family and friends if that's what you wanted to do. And if not, oh well, if you were like me and you got to spend it alone and just ate your
Master
food,
Raw.
drank your drink, and just have some fun. We just, oh, it was
You didn't
fun. It
know.
was a
You
lot of
didn't
fun.
know.
We didn't know about that one. That was Christmas though. No, it
What
was
is Gerald's
Thanksgiving.
Oh
game?
no, that was Christmas.
DC,
That
you
was
make me
No, it was
nervous. What
Christmas.
is that?
Huh?
Gerald's game. What is that? Have we seen get Gerald's game? No, I've
I
not.
was
That does
asking DC what the hell it was he's talking about.
yeah,
Is
because
that the one that I've heard about that's out now? That's kind of like Sausage Party, only you don't know it until you start watching it. I think somebody was telling me about something that's similar to Sausage Party that's out right now. So I'm curious. But
oh
let
my.
us get to our favorite part, the NFL scores.
Oh wow. So why would you bring that up?
It won't be afterwards. Oh God.
So this must be like a horror thing. That is
No,
not my
yeah.
judge. I'm
No.
gonna go that away.
We're gonna go to football. How about that?
My phone might kick me out, y'all. It's acting funny.
Okay,
Just
we'll
come
just
right back. Just come right back.
I know. I know.
All right, y'all. So we got our scores for the week. Here we go. Right now, live and in Technicolor, we got the Bears and the Vikings. And the Bears are winning 6-3 over the Vikings right now. Third quarter, 6:59 to go. Go Bears. Come on, y'all. Hold on. And then we've got the Packers and the Lions, and it looks like that was a tight game. Looks like the Packers won 29-22 over the Lions. The Packers are now 5-6. The Lions are 8-3. We have the Commanders, also known as the Chiefs, and the Cowboys, also known as the Cowgirls, playing. And it looks like the Cowgirls, also known as the Cowboys, whooped the Commanders, also known as the Chiefs, ass. I'm sorry,
Boo!
the Redskins. They whooped that ass. 45-10. The Commanders are now 4-8, and your Cowboys are 8-3. The 49ers and the Seahawks. It looks like those 49ers deplucked the damn Seahawks 31-13. The 49ers are now 8-3, and the Seahawks are 6-5. The Dolphins and the Jets. Woo, Dolphins took the Jets to task because the Dolphins beat them 34-13. The Dolphins are now 8-3. The Jets are 4-7. The Saints are Aints and the Falcons. It looks like the Falcons beat up the Saints and Aints.
They were so happy. They were so happy.
24-15. They are both now 5-6. We've got the Bungles and the Steelers, also known as the Bengals. And it looks like the Steelers beat the Bengals 16-10. The Steelers are now 7-4, and the Bengals are also known as the Bungles are 5-6. Your Jaguars and Texans. Looks like a close match game in this one. Jaguars won 24-21 over the Texans. Your Jaguars are now 8-3. Your Texans are 6-5. The Buccaneers and the Colts. Thank you, Colts, for whooping the Buccaneers' asses. The Buccaneers lost. The Colts are 6-5, and the Buccaneers are 4-7, and the final score was 27-20. The Giants and the Patriots. Boy, they had a tight game. A lot of defense in this one. Final score 10-7. The Giants win.
But that's a real between them two.
They beat the lowly Patriots. The Patriots are 2-9. Yay! And the Giants are 4-8. Your Panthers and Titans played a close one as well. Looks like the Titans pulled that one out 17-10. The lowly Panthers are 1-10. They're just now playing for first pick of the draft. And the Titans are 4-7. The Rams and the Cardinals. Looks like the Rams whooped the Cardinals' butts 37-14 is the final score. The Rams are now 5-6, and the Cardinals are 2-10. The Browns and the Broncos. Well, the Browns didn't leave Cleveland, I don't feel. I watched that game. It was painful. We lost 29-12. Broncos. I can't cheer against one of my favorite quarterbacks, which is Russ Wilson, which probably didn't help. So the Broncos are 6-5, and the Browns are now 7-4. Yeah, we'll chat about that later. And then we have the Chiefs and the Raiders. Looks like the Chiefs beat up on the Raiders 31-17. The Chiefs scalped them a little bit, huh? 8-3 the Chiefs are, and the Raiders are 5-7. Your Bills and the Eagles. The Bills looks like they lost to the Eagles. Close game, looks like 37-34 was the final score, with the Eagles beating the Bills. These Eagles are flying high this year. They are 10-1. The Bills are 6-6. Your Ravens and the Chargers. Looks like the Chargers couldn't help out the Browns, so the Ravens won 20-10 over the Chargers. The Ravens are now 9-3, and the Chargers are 4-7. And those are your scores.
My team, it wasn't looking really good for my teams. And right now, I'm really hoping that my favorite team can pull it out right now. I'm just waiting for the scores of the current game, which is.
It was 6-3. It's still 6-3. Bears. Bears are winning.
Can we hold it? Can we hold that line? Can we?
Third quarter.
Can we hold the line?
Hey, Ralph.
Hey, Ralph. Not Daddy's home.
I know, right? That's what I said. I was like, hold on, what?
Hey, we got Packers tight game. I'm here for all the shenanigans.
Yes.
Who said that?
Please, Eli.
Oh, okay.
Yes, please be here.
All right, Master Ra.
Okay, we're gonna have some shenanigans. Okay. Well, we're gonna get into our topic. We apologize once again. I was a little late getting on tonight, but we are here. And have we got a topic for you all tonight? So please plan on joining in the adult conversation with us, because we about to go in, and it is Miss JewCee's night to lead the conversation, which ought to be interesting, because now she's been drinking chocolate wine, so she's feeling no pain.
And as we said earlier, she is with the shits tonight. Let's go. Cheers.
She's got me nervous.
So,
I'm not. Let's go.
Our topic for tonight is relationship prep work. Okay, relationship prep work. So I came up with this topic because I talk to a lot of people. Needless to say, as an Uber driver, I got people all up in the car all the time, and they're talking about their relationships. He said chocolate wine. That's yes, sir. Cocoa vines. Get it. It's so good.
I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
And if you can't let me know, I'll mail you some.
Thank you. We'll do.
Get everybody. It's so good. So
the topic is
relationship
prep work. Okay. So I talk to a lot of people, like I say, when I'm in the car, when I do Uber, and of course I'm building my practice. And I find that a lot of people get into relationships, and I think we've even discussed a lot of this on the show. We kind of talk about stuff after people are in the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
We talk a lot about things that happen after you all have decided to be in a relationship. And sometimes some of these things that happen could totally be avoided if we would have done the prep work to find out some things prior to getting into a quote unquote relationship with someone. So, like I said, when I'm talking to people in the car, I get the same things that I'm hearing with some of my clients. I get the same things that we hear here on the show back and forth. in various topics. We've talked about love languages with Miss Purple Rain. We've had different conversations with Miss Siren on different types of relationships that are out there and what we're getting into. Her best scenario, Miss Siren, is when she talks about how we see someone from across the room, and all of a sudden, as females, sometimes we go overboard. We go overboard
before we even say hi.
We're married. We got 2.2 children. We got a dog named Spot and a white picket fence. The man ain't even spoke. Maybe had a little eye contact, and you're not even sure if he had eye contact with you because he might have had something in his eye. I don't know, but we tend to do too much. We do tend to do too much sometimes. So we don't do the prep work. We don't talk. We don't communicate. We don't do the things that we need to do to ensure that we're going to have a successful relationship. A lot of times we do a lot of this stuff after we're in the relationship and our relationship is in trouble. Think about that for a second. Just let that marinate. We do a lot of the work after we're in the relationship and the relationship is in trouble. We don't ask the right questions sometimes, So here are some of the questions that we usually ask when we start out with a relationship. We ask, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite food?
What does that matter? What does that matter?
What is your favorite food?
In the grand scheme of things, what does that matter?
But I'm just saying, these are the questions that we have been indoctrinated.
Not what your parenting style is, not what do you see yourself at in 5 years, not Lord Jesus. Oh, I just had a flashback. Sorry.
And you know what? I'm gonna be really honest with you. Sometimes that answer can be a little vague too, because you can see certain things, but as we all know, life be lifing. And the thing is that we make plans of what we're going to do and how it's supposed to look. But then in the process of going towards that, it looks a little different, but it's still doing exactly what you needed to do. But it just looks like, wait, I thought it was supposed to be this. So when people ask that, what do you see yourself in 5 years? I honestly, that's not a question that I really can even take to heart anymore.
Well, I don't mean like where do you see yourself at plan wise, but what is your do you see yourself
What he just said.
Married? Like, do you see yourself? Yeah, current goals.
Mm-hmm.
Steps to taking to achieve them. Like you said, do you see yourself married? Do you see yourself in this kind of relationships? And those of us that are in the poly lifestyle, we have to ask those people, is that the kind of lifestyle that you're wanting? And then what does that look like to you? And if you can't answer that, if that's what you're saying, Purple Rain, you can't answer those kinds of things, you might not necessarily be in the running to even be doing any of this shit.
Yeah.
And so here's the thing, like I said, once again, I'm a product of the 60s, don't hold it against me, but I'm a product of the 60s. And, back in the day, we were just indoctrinated to believe, especially as women, that, let us just think of, I'm supposed to please a man, I'm supposed to bear children. In my household, at least I did have a very strong mother who went to work every day. Other folks might have had mothers that stayed at home, took care of the children, didn't have any dreams or aspirations to do anything else except for have babies, take care of the house, clean, cook, go grocery shopping. And, that was pretty much handle the household, maybe possibly pay the bills. There weren't a lot of aspirations. It was very basic. And in a lot of ways, it still is. We are not asking the right questions when we go out with someone or when we meet someone. We are actually projecting our thought process or our dynamic onto another
The other.
person.
Also, really quick, the other thing he said, or do you have mental illness or issues? That's quite touchy. But that'll probably be a whole nother episode after this one. So
And but we're not going to ask that question. I'm gonna be honest with you. We don't ask, excuse me, are you a narcissist?
because they probably don't know. But okay, continue. Yes.
They may not know, or they do know, and they're not going to answer you truthfully. Just saying.
And have you been to therapy? Have you healed from your last relationship? You know what? I'm not going to say have you healed from your last relationship. I will say, are you in the healing process? Because to me, the healing process never ends. It never ends because we're always going through things. We're always in a mode. We're always in a flow, and in order for us to know what we do want, we have to find out what we don't want, and that's where the contrast comes in, which most people would feel like is negative energy. You got to have the contrast in order to know, okay, so I want to do this. Oh, wait, hold on. No, I don't like that part of that. So you got to be able to know. So when it comes to that part, absolutely. Have you healed? Are you healing? Are you in a current healing process where you are constantly in self-care and self-love to make sure that you can be the best you for you to be the best for anybody else?
And some people, basically, when I talk to people a lot, we're very basic. We're very not so much straightforward, but I want to just say basic. We ask the basic questions. We don't want to, sometimes we don't want to be too intrusive when we first meet someone or when we're thinking that we want to get to know someone. Um, there are a lot of people that are by themselves due to the fact that they aren't asking the right questions. And there's nothing wrong, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with being alone, there's nothing wrong with being single, there's nothing, I don't do what society does and puts a label on that, or something's wrong with you. Like, I'm sure we've all heard it. Let's start with men, for example. Let's say you have a 40-year-old man who has no children and has never been married. Instead of thinking that's wonderful, a lot of women want to know what the hell's wrong with him. You must be gay. You must be.
But when you have people say stuff like that, I tend to want to tell them, I think you might want to look at you and figure out why that's where you go.
But a lot of people, this is once again, we get back to indoctrination. We're gonna get back to indoctrination, because by 40 years old as a male, you should have been at least married once or twice. You should have had a couple of kids by now. This is other people's thought processes for you as an individual. Right. For you as an individual.
You said put themselves onto other people, or their thought processes or mind thoughts, or how they feel life should go onto others.
And the same thing is true when it comes to women. If we have not had, if we're not married by a certain age, or if we haven't had a child or two children by a certain age, what's wrong with you? Why are you? Oh, you must not need a man. You have to be, something has to be wrong with you, because this is just how society has programmed us to think. And a lot of people buy into this thought process hook, line, and sinker. And instead of actually thinking about outside of the box that somebody else has built for them, they stay in the box that somebody else has built for them, because they may think it's safe, or they may think maybe they don't think at all. Maybe they can only think about somebody else's thoughts or buy somebody else's thoughts. And so they don't And some people are just simply, for lack of a better term, they're simply lazy. They're they're not willing to step out of their comfort zone in order to be free of someone else's thought process. They will stay in this thought process and not move past it. Um, so we don't do the prep work that needs to go into our relationships prior to us getting into a relationship and prior to us even being married or engaged or calling someone our significant other or any of those kinds of things. We tend to not do anything until we're in trouble because we have a thought process that says everything is great, everything is hunky dory, everything is perfect. And we don't want to admit sometimes that things aren't well in our relationship because we don't want people to look at us and say that we failed or we feel as failures because our relationship isn't working. We have, you know, different ideals about how a relationship works, from religious backgrounds to cultural backgrounds to just individuals, how they think. But once again, we do not do the prep work. Now, I know we got a lot of comments on the side here. So if you guys could help me out, I don't know if I want to read all of it. Is anyone going to the corner? Is anyone going to the corner?
Actually, at this point, no, because they actually on point. So we got DC that says, "Isn't the concept of marriage and happily ever after the height of the indoctrination?" Absolutely, personally. We also have Master. You said Master Eli Raza, how we say his name. I would tell them I don't have children because I am conscientiously breaking the baby daddy curse that has been placed on black men. Then ask them what is your into society? LOL. Hey.
Okay.
I'm just saying. And then we have someone who says most know they have mental inadequacies, but mental trauma can happen within the relationship. As for healing, it is not forever in my teachings or collectives. I have a reasoning from that. The little boy or and girl within the adult must find growth in ascending. Why? Getting out of the box by the help of a mentor, coach, etc. Must cultivate a self-determination. It is it is given life code to seek. It is our given life code to seek. That's what that says. We are all accountable for our self knowing. When we get into a relationship, we sometimes hope to fill a void with another being. For example, he or she makes me happy, even though you truly know you're not happy. Stop it! You know what? I'm not gonna take too many more smacks tonight. Okay.
So here's something that you think
You
he
think he'd
be
be
the
the
holy
holy
grail.
grail?
Mhm. The thing about relationships that we sometimes, not sometimes, a lot of times we miss, and we've talked about this on the show, and I'll say it again. I've said it before. We go into relationships saying I and me, and we forget about us and we. When you decide to take on a relationship, you are no longer I and me. You are us and we. You if and that's a big word in this sentence. If this is what you girl thinking that's my phone ringing. That's not.
Right.
I'm sorry, I had the door. My bad.
That's okay. Um the um the thing of it is that we forget to leave I and me out of it. And what
It's about
happens
what
is
we need and what we want.
exactly. We don't do that. We too busy going I and what I want. I want a man in my life. I want a woman. I want children. I. And we don't sit down and do the we part of a relationship.
And I very much so agree with you on that one, because and but yet slightly, I'm not sure, because my experience is very different. I went into mine completely we.
You was
There's a
French.
man, whoo, baby, I was mon ami, all of that shit. I promise you. But the thing is that, and maybe this is just something that I'm pondering, and this is through my own self journey. The we is taught well, at least where I was brought up. The we was taught very much so. That's what it is, to the point where you actually don't see a you. So the we is definitely necessary in a relationship, to know how to relate to someone that is in that kind of close proximity, that kind of relationship with you. In my regards, the marriage or whatever. You do, you can. I'm not gonna say do, because everybody's journey is different and life is not one size fits all. But you can definitely fall into the we to where there is no you at all. And I kind of found myself there, because I was indoctrinated into it's about the other person, forget about you. It's about what they want, what they need, their desires, those things. But then when you start to realize that there has to be a happy medium in that, where you see you as well, so that you can see them. Because I don't think, if we're just completely you, we're completely seeing them, we're seeing our reflection of them. And
Mm-hmm.
we're putting us on them, thinking that that's what they're supposed to do, when in all actuality, being themselves is what you loved in the first place.
I'm not saying, and I want to make sure I make this clear. I'm not saying that you lose your individuality just because you're in a relationship.
No,
I'm not
no,
saying
I'm not
that.
saying that either. I'm not saying you're
So,
saying that. No.
No,
right.
she's saying, but some indoctrination has taught us that we do, at least as women.
Yes.
Right.
Because I was watching First Wives Club with Jill Scott today.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta watch this.
And her friend who was the lawyer, perfect example of this, was all about her husband and the we and what was best for the two of them. That she gave up her career to be his campaign manager because it's what he wanted.
And you think, and
The
you go
focus
into
went on
this,
him.
and you go into it thinking that that's what you're supposed to do, because depending on who you've been indoctrinated from, my mom's a boomer, but that's what they were taught to do. But that's not what works now. No, I can't even go with that. That happy wife, happy life is some bullshit. That is
I've been saying
bullshit.
that for years.
That is
Happy wife, happy life
complete
is full
bullshit.
of shit.
Oh my God. No, no, no. Because the thing is that if I'm happy, you're miserable, none of this shit matters. None of it. That's my personal opinion.
Here's the thing.
My name is Siren, and I reserve the right to be wrong.
When I talk
You
about
know what, Master
when
Rob? I'm sick of you. Go to the
when
corner.
when I talk about we, and when I talk about individuality, everyone is an individual. Okay, everyone is an individual. And but when you decide to become, or you decide as two people, three people, however you want to put it, how many ever are going to get involved, it's no longer an I situation. You have to take into account both of you, how many ever there are. Okay, we'll be nice and start with just two people. Both of you have to take into account the other person. Okay, so when I'm talking
Good
about
night, DC.
the we mentality, Love you, DC. Bye bye. Shower. It's shower
Shower
time.
time.
Can we watch? Can we watch? Oh,
You're
damn
gonna have
it.
it.
Damn it. Kiss your beautiful wife for us.
Yes.
Everywhere. Okay, so when I'm talking about, I should say, when I'm talking about the I and me in a relationship, I am talking about those folks that only think about themselves as technically, honestly, almost an individual. For example, females nowadays that are, the big thing that we've talked about before, which we find ridiculous, is the what is he, the six-figure man. I want a
Oh,
six-figure
the high
man.
value guy. Yeah, high value man.
The high value. There we go. The high value guy. I'm gonna get me a high value guy. I'm gonna get me a high value guy, or I'm gonna get me a high value female. Okay. You have no skills, for lack of a better term, or possibly you have no skills to actually. You might have the skill to attract a high value person, but do you have the skills to keep a high valued person?
And then the other part about that is, do you really even want that?
Because you don't understand what it. You understand this part. You understand the money part. You got that
I
part
don't think
down.
the
But what
money,
you
to
don't
me
understand.
though, the money doesn't make a high value man. His values make him high value.
But no, I'm talking about.
I know
female-
what you're talking about, but I'm saying, to me, like the Facebook user said, they're delusional because those things don't make him high value.
That part.
We're getting proven that point with this whole Diddy situation.
Like what we're telling women or people, we're gonna say people because they talk about this both on the male and the female aspect. Trans, we're gonna include everybody in this bad boy. What they're in essence saying is that if you don't make this kind of money, you are not valued. If you're not making these deals and da 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 da, but you have to ask yourself, is that really what's important to you? Yes, I love to see a this is my opinion and what I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna be clear on this. A masculine man that knows his shit, knows his self, knows what he wants, and knows what he's gonna get, and is confident in all of that. All of that, no matter what, whether he got it or whether he don't, he gonna get it. Period. That's just me personally. But there's a lot of these high value so-called men that got all of this shit. They got no personality. They don't care about nothing but that they're monotheistic or shit. What's the other word? I can't think of it right now, but you know what I'm saying. They don't have any depth to them, and it's all about what I got and what I got. No, I need to know how you treat me. I need to know if we're in a situation, do you got me? I need to know how you gonna respond and how you gonna react. Those are the things to me that make a high value person. I think like
that's you, and that's you.
Yes, agree.
What I'm speaking on is our younger generation that is out here that's just getting
in the bag.
they're just getting started, and they're not to our level yet. They're not even close. They're not even in the building. Okay. So what I see compared to what we have learned over the years, because honestly, I wanted a hardworking, someone that goes to a job. It didn't matter what the job was. Okay. I wasn't counting decimal points or commas. That was none of my business. I wasn't raised like that.
Did they have to look a certain?
Do you have? It wasn't brought up. How much money do you make? And so what I'm saying is, we have gotten to the point where superficial is more important than actual. Okay,
That's because
we have gotten
everybody
to the
wants to live
point,
that glamorous life.
And that ain't always it.
and a lot of people would like to live that glamorous life, but they don't know what goes into it because they don't know the questions to ask to find out what actually does it take to live this kind of life. And once they get, even if they get into this kind of life, let's say they make it, let's say they get into this kind of life, a lot of them are not happy because they didn't realize stepping into this, because they didn't ask any questions, because they didn't do the prep work, because they were sold the golden dream of you can have everything you want or anything you want. I can buy you anything you want, but I got to be gone to do that.
But we also get caught in the intent, this is what I want to do. This is what I'm gonna do. And I call that somebody told me it was that it ends up in reciprocity remorse, but that's because we look at the potential of somebody. Potential ain't shit.
I'm gonna disagree with that.
Potential is not shit without action. Potential is not shit without action. Because you can have the potential to do something, but if you never do it, what the fuck are we here for?
But not everybody is meant to be. Not everybody is meant to be a go-getter. So
yeah,
potential is still.
But those people that are not meant to be a go-getter can still have that potential to be. Not necessarily that they're gonna do it, but they can have the potential. Whether they live up to that is something different.
But that potential itself makes them a better person, I think, because it makes them.
We can agree.
I don't know, because
we can agree to disagree.
I don't know. I can't even explain it.
I've literally watched Potential for years, and it was just that only. That's it. It was just a potential. Yeah, they could do it, but it's also a thing of whether they're going to choose to do it. Potential is absolutely nothing. It's literally like a line. Hey, I got the potential. Am I going to rise above this line? That is the action. You can have a bunch of people that's going to stay right there. I know you can do this. You're going to do it.
But that part doesn't make them less of a man or a woman.
Not saying that makes it less of a man, but that's something that you need to look into if you're going to want to be in a relationship, a long-term relationship with somebody. That is absolutely important.
I think let me give y'all the definition of potential. Okay. Having or showing the capacity to become having or showing the capacity to become or develop into something in the future. There's no time limit. The future, just because the person, maybe, let's say there's a person that has this potential and maybe they don't achieve that goal exactly, but there are other things that they've achieved along the way. Sometimes we miss that because we're looking at the end of the spectrum instead of the accomplishments that they have made along the way. Because I'm sure if people with potential, when they started out, okay, well, I want to do this. And I'm a dreamer. I definitely know I'm a dreamer. Have I done everything I wanted to do or everything that I had the potential to do in my life? No, I didn't. Life, like we said, life be life, and sometimes. So I got to put stuff on the back burner, or I can't continue to do what I wanted to do. But until you take that last breath, like my father always used to say, until you take that last breath, you still have a chance to do whatever it is that you say that you want to do. But it's when you stop breathing. It's when you stop breathing that you have issues and problems. But as long as you have breath in your body, you can still reach for something. But sometimes we don't give grace, and sometimes we don't give credit for what a person has accomplished, because we're focused on an end result
What they haven't. Yep.
and what they haven't accomplished.
And I can definitely
And
agree with you on that one. I'm going to say absolutely yes. If you are not necessarily looking at the actions of that person, and you're just listening, but you have an idea, and if this is what you're saying, you have an idea of what it's supposed to look like. It looks like this, and if you're not seeing it look like this, you think that that things are not actually happening. What I'm saying is, you have people who will sit there and talk about the same damn thing for 10, 15, shit, we can say 20 years at this point in our lives. And they've been saying the same damn thing. But the actions to get to that one, to any of that, you're even looking at the most minute part. I'm not looking at the grand scheme of it. I'm looking at this little part right here to get you to the next level. But you keep talking about this one thing, and we still here, and we still talking, and we still talking. But there's no action being placed in that. That's the part I'm talking about. I understand when you somebody you've known for maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and they're talking about these things, and you're like, yeah, I can see that potential. For me, I've seen shit over 10, 20 years, and it's still right there in that potential level, and there's no change. And they're right there, but they still talking up here. That's what I'm talking about. But if you have somebody who's new in the game, but you can see that there's some kind of action happening to that potential, I'm all in. But when you hear it, but you see absolutely nothing, not even the most minute things, not even the, oh man, they started this.
yeah, but let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Who's helping?
We have to help ourselves.
Not necessarily.
Why?
Because we're not here by ourselves.
We're not here by ourselves, but we're the only person that can make us do anything. No one can make you do nothing.
If you have the action behind it, some people still need help even when they have the action behind it.
I think we're seeing it from different perspectives, so I'm going to agree to disagree.
Well, what I'm just saying is that some people have the potential, but maybe they don't have all of the knowledge to go further. That's all I'm saying.
I do understand that.
I'm just saying they you know, dreamers or people that are dreamers, some of us will go and research and learn and be able to move that potential needle further. Others are dreamers and they just have the vision. They don't know how to move the needle further.
I understand both of those. Yes, I'm going to agree with that part. With that part, yes.
They need additional help or aid or a mentor or whatever the case may be. And I get it. There's a lot of people over the years, you know, they talk a good talk and they in the same spot they were 20 years ago. I get it. But they also didn't get any aid and assistance. And maybe they didn't want any. That's a possibility. Pride could be in the way. Mm-hmm. Or the fact that they don't want to look stupid. And some people just don't want to give up on their dream. It's just that simple. Some people don't. And some people are right where they want to be and they're comfortable. And they get comfortable. And they get comfortable with just talking about it. And that because they don't know how to take it any further. They don't have the knowledge and they don't have the people around them, let's say, like they used to say, like if you want to be a millionaire, you need to go hang out with the millionaires. You know, if you want to be the NFL football player, you go hang out with the NFL football players or whatever the case may be. If you want to be the best maid there is, you go hang out with, you know, hotel maids. And how do you do the military corners? And I can't do that though. I suck at that. But can't do not one military corner on not one bed sheet. So, but let's get back to prep work because we've gotten off a little bit. But a lot of it is.
Yes, Yogi. I'm sorry. We have some comments on the side.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
um we all have different attractors, so for each of us, if the potential does not show in actions according to one's temperament, time frame, and then it's up to you to decide or to make your decision to stay or apart. The question is, can you hold space of love when their potential is not in action? And if you cannot, then you have to educate or move out of the season of connection and pray they will see themselves to grow. Codependency or enabling can happen if we don't move out of the way. Bullseye.
It can, but that's after you've at least, from what I'm understanding what they're writing. That's from at least what I just kind of said about do they have, if they have potential, but do they have the support and do they have the knowledge to move that potential needle even further? Some do, some don't, some will, some won't. We'll put
If
it
that's
that
you, Yogi, I'm please can we stop smacking me in the face for tonight, please? I'm just asking because you just we need to talk tomorrow. Like, I know I've been saying this. I'm so dead ass. Please call me tomorrow, please, and thank you.
So we were talking about the prep work that goes into relationships that a lot of times, due to whatever the set of circumstances are, we don't do. We don't do. We get infatuated. We lust after people. We like people because they're attractive. We're attracted to someone for a lot of different reasons, whether it's money or looks or location or whatever the case may be. um we don't always do the needed conversation, the clear, concise communication. We don't always do that at the beginning of the relationship. We wind up doing some of this work in the middle, or when things get rocky, or when things are um, almost beyond repair. So, how do we go back and make sure that we can do some of this stuff ahead of time? And I think that is one of the things that we need to concentrate on when we're talking to people. I know we talked about Siren talked about, well, not Siren, sorry. Purple Rain talked about love languages. And Siren, you've talked about different characteristics of people. Um,
Attachment styles and
and
yeah.
attach, yeah. And I guess what we haven't really maybe talked about a little bit, maybe more, is compatibility. Are you actually, just because you see somebody, or you've got some similar interests, not all, but let's say you have some, you're not going to have all anyway, but you have some similar interests. um is that enough? Is that enough to sustain a relationship? On top of that, what kind of a relationship do you want? Do you really sit down and discuss what kind of a relationship you want with this person before you really get into the relationship? Do you start at the beginning? Do you start in the middle? Do you start at the end trying to fix something that's already broken? Do you ask? And I think, we talked about, there was some questions or some banter going back and forth about mental health. How do you bring that up in a, when you first start talking to somebody? Are there, do you have children? You have a lot of touchy subjects that could actually come up and be like almost a turn off to people, or could even ruin the start of trying to get to know someone. But a lot of
Because
times,
understanding that people's brains don't work the same is another thing. People's brains don't work the same, but it doesn't
true,
mean that they don't work.
true. And we all are wonderfully made and individually made. Um, some of us have antiquated thought processes. Some of us only believe in marriage. Some of us believe in open relationships. Some of us believe in poly relationships. Some of us believe in the BDSM lifestyle. Some of us believe in, the church lifestyle. But and
Some
and
of us
and
believe
where
in no lifestyle because they don't know it exists.
so there's so many things that you can actually um there's so many different types and so many different ways to have a relationship. But the key thing that I want people to take away from this conversation tonight is that your relationship needs to be between the two of you. And I said I'm just using two as an example. If there's more, that's fine. But it needs to be a relationship where you don't have everyone else in your business. You don't have the church in your bedroom. You don't have your mom and dad in the bedroom. You don't
Please
have
I
don't,
agree.
your
don't do
best
that.
friends. You
Please
don't
don't.
have you don't have all of this, even social media. You don't have all of that in your bedroom. You have you and your partner or partners there where you can communicate, where you can talk, where you can listen, which is probably the hardest part, where
Ooh,
you can say what you need to say in a safe space. You need in your relationship to create a safe space for the two of you to communicate, to take time to learn each other, to take time to know how your day went 10 years from now. Let's say y'all make it to 10 years. How did you get there? What are you doing? What are you doing that you can do better? There's so many different ways to keep your relationship hot, tight, and together. But I believe the prep work is just simply not being done at the beginning. And that would alleviate some of the issues and problems that a lot of people have. So, one of the things um, that I believe is very, very important when we're talking about relationships, one of the things that I wanted to talk about tonight on a positive tip, because I'm going to keep talking about some of this stuff later on. But I wanted to talk about, because we often talk about the red flags, I wanted to talk about the green flags. Did you guys know that there are relationship green flags that we can,
I do.
there you go, actually expound on and be able to talk more about the green flags, the good things? I know we see a lot of the warning signs and we ignore them. Okay, let's just be honest. We do,
we do.
because we think that we can change someone. You can't change anyone but yourself. I believe that Siren has said that, and that's definitely true. The only person that you can really change is you. You can't change your partner. Your partner can change themselves if that's what they want to do,
Amen.
but you can't do that for them. And a lot of times we step into relationships. I don't want to say especially, but I will um, just put that in air quotes, especially women. I'm just gonna, because I'm a female, I'm gonna go with that, but I'm not gonna say that we're the only ones, because I know that there's men that do it as well. Um, Especially when we think that we can change you, and we can't. We can't. We can't make you do anything that you don't want to do. We can't do that. And believe me, ladies, if you think that a man is going to change for you, no. He's going to change for himself. He's going to change because he wants to. He's going to change if it's something that he feels is going to make him a better person. Otherwise, he going to stay exactly the way you found him. Okay? He is not going to change. So
I think we have to get out of the thing of changing someone. No, let them evolve into them.
okay.
I feel like I feel that that takes a lot of the weight off, because what we're actually doing, like you said earlier, we are literally putting our shit onto them. How we see things, how we want things, those onto someone. If that's not them, why are you doing that? Because eventually it's going to come to an end and you're not going to be happy. So if that's not for them, like, so you know how I say, we see a dude, we before we even know his damn name, we done said, hey, how you doing? We done got, dating, engaged, married, had 2.5 kids, and got divorced, all that good shit before we've even said hello. Sometimes when someone shows you who they are, you should believe them. Trying to change them into who you want them to be, because maybe that's not them. You're putting you on them.
And I can definitely agree with a lot of that. My only caveat would be, once again, is if that person wants to change. And I feel this, and maybe, this is my opinion. But I feel if somebody wants to change, they're gonna talk to you about it.
But they also got to put the action in too.
Well,
You
I
can
think
talk about it all day
well,
long, but not do anything. I've seen people do that.
well, I get that, but I'm just saying, I'm just putting it out there for the first step. The first
Okay.
step is that if they want to change, they'll say something to you. They'll say that okay, hey, look, and it might be after y'all have a conversation. Maybe it's something that you could bring something to their attention that you can do, but they have to ultimately be the person that says, hey, you know what? Maybe you're right. I could do better at that.
The decision.
I could do better at that. You know, and like I said, once again, and I understand the action point. I understand that. But we also have to understand that if things are a learned behavior, everyone doesn't know how to take action to change it.
We have comments.
So go ahead. Go.
So Master Elara put, prep. If we are going to be in a relationship, we cannot do TikTok and Instagram together, nor will we be able to change the platform that we created for you. Will not pretend that we have the perfect match when in reality shit is all fucked up, and just stay together for social media and being miserable for likes and or popularity.
Mm.
And I feel like that's what happens. We are doing things based on what we think other people want to see, and we want to present a front like that this is what it is, when that's not what it is. And then after a certain amount of time, you don't see the people, and you're like, wait, what the fuck happened? And then you see that person, one person's doing one thing, the other person's doing the other thing, because they didn't do the work to find out, is this that, like you said, what you're saying right now, the prep work to even know if this is something that can actually do this. And I believe that's what you're saying.
Hmm. And yeah, so many people, we act like, uh, how
Life
should
is not one size fits all. Life
no,
is not one
no.
size fits all. Just because
And
somebody
life,
looks like it doesn't mean that yours is going to look like that.
well, life is, you're also evolving. I mean, what, like we've said it before. I've said it. What I did in my 20s, I'm not doing in my 40s. What I did in my 40s, I'm not doing in my 60s. Okay, you change, you evolve. Change is the only constant.
Yes, absolutely.
Change is the only constant. And you're going to change as you get older. You're going to, these young girls that are out here twerking, and that's the only dance they know how to do. When they get 50 years old and they got a bad back, they ain't gonna be twerking.
Or if after a change in life happens and they see that and they're like, wait, that's not what I wanted to present myself as. But in that moment, that's what you were. That's who you are. And that's who you were. And that's understanding that people do evolve. And just because someone did this in this mode does not mean that that is them for the rest of it.
Right. Because people change.
Words don't teach, actions do.
Well, funny you all bring that topic up because for me, I've noticed that the only ones that are held to their stereotype of what they were when they were 20 are Black women.
We're held to that from the time we're 8.
I know, but what I'm saying is white women in their 20s get to turn up, drink, and sleep with all the men they want to.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
as soon as they become a wife, it's a clean slate.
But that's why I said we're judged like that from the time we're 8 years old. We're seen as adultified at 8.
And we are held to that same standard.
Yes.
And not standard, but we are held to, oh, you used to be a party girl all the way up until the day we die.
Yes, and our counterparts are not. Mm-hmm. But the other part about that is I'm starting. I'm in the process. I'm in the completion process of not giving a fuck what somebody else thinks
I never
about me in
did.
my life.
It just triggered a thought process.
I can admit it. I did. No longer.
So let's go over some of the green lights, okay, that people can start to understand more about the types of relationships or the type of relationship that they're looking for. So relationship like green flags. Every relationship is unique. For example, the way one couple expresses appreciation may be very different from how another couple does so. However, healthy relationships tend to be alike in many ways. These relationship green flags are associated with physical and mental wellness. So the first is appreciation. You respect and value your partner and express gratitude often. Balance. You find happiness in time spent together and apart. Some needs are met outside the relationship through friendships, hobbies, etc. Commitment. You are invested in your partner and the relationship. You give the relationship adequate time and energy. Now, notice they didn't say nothing about put a ring on it. I just wanted to bring that up.
Say it again for the cheap seats, please.
They didn't say nothing about put a ring on it. Okay, commitment. You are invested in your partner and the relationship. You give the relationship adequate time and energy. Commonality. You share important goals, beliefs, and values with your partner. Conflict resolution. You take responsibility for your actions and work as a team to solve problems. Effective communication. You communicate your own needs and wishes while respecting those of your partner. Empathy. You take your partner's perspective and understand their feelings, even if you do not always agree. I talk about that a lot. You can agree to disagree. Honesty. Your actions align with your words. The thoughts and feelings you express are genuine. Independence. I hope everybody's hearing that word. Independence. You have your own interests and goals separate from those of your partner. Intimacy. You feel close and connected with your partner physically and emotionally. Safety. You respect your partner's boundaries. You feel safe physically, intellectually, expressing thoughts, and emotionally expressing feelings. Self-confidence. You feel comfortable being yourself in the relationship. Okay, guys. So those are all green lights. There are things that we have kind of touched on a little bit in the conversation while we were talking back and forth. So it is, truly something that we can all do. Or do you guys have any comments on the ones that I read through?
I'm in agreement with just about all of them. Honestly, I feel like all of that was absolutely stark on being able to, and think I saw someone say something about this on Facebook today. What is the getting to know you stage? I think we completely skipped that stage. I feel like we
Mhm.
feel like if I meet you and I say, "Hey, how you doing?" then we need to immediately go towards the other aspects of that. When the get to know you stage is, who are you? And that's not a overnight thing. That's not a just a, okay, now that I've known
Well,
one, two, three, four, I got an equation for that. No,
You
because
froze.
life
that
is not one size fits all. So we do have to go on to, like, okay, so the uh Eli Robb put, yep, having the pre-conversation first and being able to have the conversation to renegotiate the terms of the relationship from when it started. You can, it's the, you can turn a household, how, and I know he was talking about what you were talking about, and into, in regards to our counterparts. It's that you can't turn a hoe into a housewife scenario, but people don't want to admit that this is what has been going on in the paper color culture for years, and it's not okay for the black girls due to the church and sexual oppression rather than having sexual freedom. Love the green lights. Yeah,
Mhm.
right. What he said for you, what you just said as far as the green
Well,
lights. I'm in agreement with a lot of them.
what you were saying before the comments, though, before you read his comments, I had some. Lord, okay,
I'm
you were talking
sorry.
about. No, you're good. You were talking about something specific, and now I done lost it because I was gonna say it has more. Oh, the getting to know you phase. Watching this new generation, I swear, out of all of my daughter's friends, she the only one that seems to know what dating is because they all jump right into relationships.
I can agree with you on that one because my daughter's the same way.
And they
And
all
I'm
have
like,
been
what are you
raised
doing?
that way. The talking phase is like exclusive now. Why are we exclusively talking to only each other?
It's like it doesn't exist. The getting to know you stage doesn't really exist. You just dive right into a relationship.
I've been called a pimp so many times by my daughter's friends because I was dating.
But that once
Where
again,
you going?
Mine's
Where are you going? I'm going on a date.
mindset.
but once again, this is back to reach one, teach one. We are not reaching one and
Mhm.
we are not teaching one. So
I agree.
we have our youth out here thinking, um, and I definitely put some air quotes around that bitch, but thinking that they know what a relationship is. We have young girls out here that, and young men that and let's just be honest. Let's just be real here. We have lost the art of being able to talk because we have phones and we have uh emojis and we have uh we have we have shit that we didn't have growing up. We used to have to write a letter. You
But and
remember
that's the thing.
snail mail?
I think we think that it made it easier to know people.
It didn't.
It didn't.
It
It
made
just
it made it
it gave you
easier.
to me. It's almost like it gave you a false sense of security.
That's it. That's it right there, the nail on the head. And it gave you more of an ability to catfish, more of an ability to lie, more of an ability
I
to show. I'm gonna show you a picture of me standing in front of a car. Okay, I happen to
do.
be at the car show. You don't even know that I'm at the car show. I can crop, I can fix, I can I can, I can show you a picture of me on the beach and tell you I'm in Venice somewhere and you're not.
Oh, he said it right. Do you like me? Yes, sir. That's what we
And
used
if
to do
they
back in the day.
No, we used to. I mean, I'm just saying,
We
there's
had
no.
we had a little piece of paper that we would write on there.
Yeah,
Do you like
and
me?
check.
Yes
That's what
box
I
or
know.
no
And
box
check.
or a maybe box for that matter.
I didn't have no maybe, but we used to play that little Chinese
Oh
game.
yeah, the
You know,
little
the picture of body parts.
yes, we definitely did that. Yeah, now we just send pictures of our body parts and think that that's supposed to do something that does not show the inside of you at all. And real quick, we do have another comment. Yogi Latin, yes, she provides assessments for potential beings who need interpretive, affordable assessments to help guide each of us. Says JewCee, learn each other. I also assess for those who are already questioning the red signs later in their relationship. Both are game changers and have been around for years. These tools provide a guide. That's Yogi Latin.
And the thing of it is that we're not, like I said, we're not reaching one, teaching one. So we have a younger generation that is doing their own thing. They don't listen. They don't listen to authority. They don't listen to teachers. They don't listen to their parents. They don't listen to police. They don't listen to educators. They don't listen to anyone. They listen to themselves, and they go back and forth, and they're lost and confused.
But a lot of the times, the reason why they do that is
Cool.
because some of the people who have presented themselves, and I'm saying this exactly how I'm saying it, people have presented themselves as something that they're not. And those young people have looked at those people and then found those people to be wanting and not knowing, thus why they don't listen to anybody else. So I can understand
That's an excuse to me.
It can be,
me,
but it can also be the cause and effect of, okay, so if I see you
that
who's
is.
supposed to be this person of, and I don't see that coming from you, how am I supposed to believe you?
But here's the thing: we've all gone through that. We've all gone through that at some particular point in time in our lives. We've all gone through that.
Scapegoat, but okay.
We have all gone through that. At
Oh, I
some
think some
particular.
people use it as a scapegoat, not that it is. I think some people use that as a scapegoat. Not that you or I or Purple Rain do that, but I do believe that some people do, and those are the people that are showing the ones that don't want to listen to.
Yeah, and the thing is that we have, in a lot of ways, we aren't, like I said, and I'll say it again, and I'll keep saying it. We're not reaching one, teaching one. And some of our youth are they're so angry. I've said this so many times, and I'm going to keep saying it because we got to do something about it. I don't know. I know I'm just going to do one at a time. That's all I can do. But they are so angry. They are so fed up. They are so lost. We aren't health education is failing. I've said that many times, and I'll continue to say that until we get it right. We have our youth out here. When you stop and you think about it, they're our future, and I know I ain't gonna be here. I'm not worried about that. Y'all gonna be here, and you're gonna have to figure it out, and you can't. You can't. This is not it. We have to do better. We got to reach one, teach one. We got to soften it up a little bit. We got to show them what love is, what working together means. They have taken a lot of stuff out of school so that these kids don't have conflict resolution skills, so that these kids do go to school with guns and shoot it up. They show it on the news. Our kids are desensitized. There used to be a time when something like that would happen. We would all be, oh my God. Now we're like, oh, another shooting.
Education starts at home.
It does start at home. But it can't start at home if the person that's educating you at home is, as Siren just mentioned, the person that you're looking up to. And we got generations of this. Generation,
Yes.
generation.
Every generation is responsible. Every generation is responsible.
It's generational. So we got to reach one, teach one. The ones that understand and know, we got to sit down. We got to take these folks that are not understanding how to have a relationship to teach them how to have one, to teach them what questions to ask. your favorite color in pizza or your favorite food don't really matter. You don't also want to get so complicated either, or you're just getting to know someone. We're just talking, as Purple Rain said. There was a time when we was just talking. But if I was just talking to somebody and they would say it, we just talking, that didn't necessarily stop anybody else from trying to talk. Matter of fact, back in the day, that kind of heightened it a little bit. you know. Oh, they ain't official yet. They just talking. Okay, let me get in there. Let me slip through. Let me try to talk too. Okay. So now you got a couple of boys you juggling or a couple of ladies you juggling. So, but we've gotten away from all of that. We've gotten away from our kids being kids, our kids having a chance to have some fun. They're they have plenty of time to grow up after they're 18. They have a whole lifetime ahead of them and it's theirs. And we just have to give them the tools, and we have to give ourselves the tools, because what happens is myself, Purple Rain, Yogi, even you, we get you when you're older. We get you when you're older. I'm going to do a show this weekend here in Cleveland. I can tell you what I already know what I'm going to get. I already know. That's terrible. I've been doing this 35 years. I get the same shit. You want to talk about somebody doing the same stuff over and over and over and over again?
Man, say it again.
35 years. 35 years. I know the 5 questions that I will get. Here we go. All the time, every show. So, reach one, teach one. Let's focus on the positive. Let's focus on the green light that we were talking about earlier in our relationships. I think that is really, really important that we kind of concentrate on those things: appreciation, balance, commitment, and not in the way that y'all thought that the commitment should be. Commonality, conflict resolution, effective communication, empathy, honesty. Try that one on for size. Independence, intimacy, safety, and self confidence. And I think these are all things that we have all mentioned throughout this conversation, in various parts of it. And if you missed any of this or any of our shows, make sure that you catch us on our platforms. Tune in. We'll be back again next week. Okay, we'll be back. I love my queens. I love our banter. I don't care if y'all don't like me when I say shit, because I'm gonna say what I got to say.
She talking about
Who don't like you?
Well, no. She was talking to all of them out there. She not talking to us.
I love all y'all. So we want y'all to have a good time and just bring in the love and the ideas, because you know what? We're kind of all in this together.
Absolutely.
We are all in this together. And
absolutely.
We want to make it so that if, and to me it doesn't matter. It's not a race thing, but I do love my melanated people, and I want my melanated people to thrive, and I want them to be productive, and I want their relationships, whatever type of relationship that you want to have, to be hot, tight, and together. If that's a marriage, if that's a solo, dolo, if that's a poly, if that's a BDSM, if it's a swinger, I just want y'all to have the love, the respect of your partners, and just making sure that you guys are all happy and healthy, and your relationships are happy and healthy as well. Okay.
Love you, Master Ra.
Love you guys. We love everybody. Okay. We do.
Absolutely, we do.
Got our little heart set. We got our chocolate wine celebrating tonight. I don't know what I'm celebrating. I just love chocolate wine.
We're celebrating life as we should at every moment. And I love my JewCee and I love my Purple Rain.
I love you too.
I
Like
can
I
drink
don't think
too.
so. Like I need y'all to know this. I live vicariously through this one.
Why?
Hell no.
I
Hell
am
no.
not.
No, stop. No. I live vicariously through this one because she does things that I am not able to do at the moment, but I will be doing shortly. But to
There
be
you
able
go.
to see my little sis do what she do helps me. So I'm
What
gonna
I do?
live, honey, live.
Lord.
Take it. Take it. Okay, Scorpio. I'm giving you a compliment. I'm
Just
telling you
say
that I
thank
love
you.
you for everything that you do.
I love you too,
So
but I'm
just
trying to
take
figure
it.
out what I did.
Just being you. You
Just say thank
simply
you. Can
Okay.
you just say thank
you
you?
that you
Thank
simply
you,
being
sis.
you. You simply being authentically
So silly.
you is more than enough. We don't have to question it. Just know your
It
sis
took
over
me a
here,
while to get here, though.
It's
and I
okay.
love all of it. I
It's
love every
okay.
last
It's
bit of it.
I
learning,
am
baby.
Eli Ra. I am Master Ra. I'm kinky as
I
fuck.
love
You're,
every bit of it. Like honestly,
and I'm coming back.
yes, I have a heart for you. I have a heart for JewCee. My whole thing is when I see you all living to the ooh.
Oh, wait. I gotta tell you all before I forget, everybody. My article is out. It got released today. I didn't know it. I was driving and I tried to put it up on my page. But if you really want to hear, you might need to get some tissues on it. If you really want to hear a little bit more about what I went through to become who I am today, definitely go out to Shout Out Ohio. It's electronic magazine. This one was hard. I will tell you that it was difficult for me to write because I wrote about a part of my life that was very traumatic. And I wanted to share that with people so that you would know a little bit more of what I've gone through. It's on my page. The link is on my page, and I'll be putting it on the other pages and everything. So if you guys want to go out and take a listen or read, please do, and let me know your thoughts as well. I appreciate it. Once again, if you're in the Cleveland area, please be safe. We have a winter weather warning. We are going to this. It's already snowing. They're already throwing down salt. So please, everybody, be very, very careful on the roads between today and tonight and Wednesday morning. This is not going to stop until Wednesday morning. They're looking at anywhere from 8 inches to a foot of snow in Cleveland. So everybody, please be safe. Be safe. I will be out on the roads tomorrow.
Be safe.
I will be out driving, trying to get my people where I can get you. But once it gets too bad, I'm in. So
Thank you.
I love you guys. Oh my gosh, this was a great show. I love you. We're going to continue this. I'm going to do some more with this topic and some more with some of the stuff that I've been learning. So I want to be able to share that with everybody. So you guys get it for free.
I love all this learning though, because I'm learning a whole lot. So thank you.
So
Master Ra, I'm going to be inboxing you tonight. As soon as I get my phone on a charger that works for my topic.
Thank you so much, Master Ra and Yogi Latin, for all of your comments.
Was that Yogi that said she needed me to call her?
That might be her that says she needs you to call her. Yes, that might be Yogi Latin. Okay. Definitely. But those two have definitely been putting the comments in. Thank you to DC Davis for coming through with PleasureLiesWithin.com. Go see it. And everyone that has joined us for this show. We
Thank you, Jalen, for always watching.
So much. Yes,
Jalen. Lorenzo, thank you so much.
Mark.
That was Mark that said that. Okay, Mark.
Okay, call Mark, because I think I know what he's calling you about. About the trip, I need you to be on there because I'm already there. Let's go.
All right, y'all.
You know what?
Everybody have a great week. Come back and join us next Monday for another marvelous Monday. Juicy Tales. We start at 6:30 for our folks out on the West Coast. 8:30 Central, 9:30 for us on the East. And I believe our friends in Barbados are now at 9:30. I always get this mixed up, but I'm pretty sure they are.
We got a time change happening.
Make sure you come back next Monday night and join us. For myself, Ms. JewCee, and my beautiful co-host, Miss Siren and Miss Purple Rain. Have a wonderful week. Look, I'm gonna stop drinking. Wonderful week. I'm going right to that bed. Wonderful week, and we will see you back here next Monday night. Remember to enjoy, enlighten, and embrace eroticism. Ms. JewCee out. Everybody have a great one.